The next two fosters were a bit different from our previous fosters. Cosette came to us first. Although she was healthy, she was a very sad little kitten. She cried for 14 hours straight, and nothing we could do seemed to help. Whatever her previous situation was, must have been, shall we say, uncomfortable. On the second day, although, she would play and it was sporadic, but she would still cry. We were contacted by the sister shelter about another single kitten in need of fostering to help her with socialization. And since she was about the same age, we jumped at the opportunity because it's great if kittens can learn from one another while they are young and in the process of being socialized. So that allowed us to introduce Janis. Although she was a little older, this beautiful panther kitten did the trick in an extremely surprising way. Cosette stopped crying immediately. When you first get a foster, you need to keep them in the pen for at least 24 hours to decompress. They get used to the smells and what they can see. Cosette was thrilled to have a pal her own size. She went over to Janis right away and offered to play, but Janis just wasn't ready. She wasn't belligerent or nasty. She just didn't want to engage at that time. So, to Cosette's dismay, we set them up in separate pens, especially at night, and let Janis decompress and adjust to us and a very eager kitten. We opened the pen on the second day and full transformation. They interacted with each other like the previous 24 hours never happened. Cosette was a much happier and engaging kitten in full play mode as Janis accommodated her. Cosette became extremely affectionate and wanted to be with Leslie all the time she wasn't playing with Janis. She would sit in her lap or with her on the couch. She would fall asleep and wanted to always sleep up on her neck like a mink wrap. Janis, although friendly, really didn't want to be on us. She would come close and lay down or play. She would engage, but preferred to sleep either with Cosette or away from us. Keeping in mind you never know what these kittens went through before you got them, you have to let them move at their own pace. It took a while, but just prior to them being returned for adoption, Janis began to trust us enough to sleep in our laps, but only for a short period of time. But that was okay. As always, when it comes time to return them, you feel a little bad that a kitten such as Cosette, who was so terrified and crying, turned into such an affectionate, trusting kitten, is then put into a carrier and taken somewhere else. You feel like you're abandoning them, but then again, that's part of the job. Fortunately, they didn't stay at the shelter too long. Actually, they didn't stay there a full day. They were both adopted together on the same day. Whomever adopted them, thanks. You got two great little kittens.